everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Get Inspired, Stay Inspired. It's great to have you here. Thanks so much for joining me on this particular episode. It's always a joy to be here myself and to be sharing many of my works, my channeled writings, my inspirational wisdom and knowledge, and sharing all that with you. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe. It's great to have new people join me and listen to me or listen to what I have to share on my work and how that is going to be able to be applied in your life in terms of understanding what I'm sharing and making use of it to make sure things go well for you. And if you have been part of this journey, thank you again for being here for another episode. It's always great that you're here with me, and always a joy to be carrying on and taking you one step further to understanding not only the Soul Whisperer teachings that I love to share with you, but understanding more about the soul and life in general, and how important it is to engage your soul and allow it to become part of your life, not when life is ending, but now when you need it the most. Okay, so let's see what's going to happen in this particular episode. Now, we are going to talk a little bit more about empowerment. And why is that? Because this particular series at the moment is working through a collection of my works called 30 Days of Empowerment. Now, do you know something? You can get this for free. All you need to do, go to my website, alicia.com, sign up to 365 ways to stay inspired, and those will come to you on your phone, through your tablet, whatever. You know, you'll be able to read something every day for the next year that will keep you inspired and motivated throughout your day. And that's over and above what I am offering you for free. So go get it. It's yours. Claim it. And hopefully you can follow along with me as I work through this particular collection of my work. But yeah, it's something very empowering, you know, about that particular episode. But, you know, we're talking about empowerment, but I'm taking it one step further. I'm taking it deeper. I'm taking it on a soulful level. So for those of you who are new, you will definitely be going on a journey that you may have never quite gone on before. But those of you who followed me throughout the series, we will be covering empowerment for this particular channel passage in a new and inspiring way, as I always do. And as I go along, things come through to me that I know I need to share or need to add, and I share those as well. So it's always fun to be doing these. So how are you doing? How are things in your life? Are things going well for you? Are they going bad for you? It doesn't matter. The fact that you're here is what matters, because at the end of the day, you are going to be learning more about how to deal with how things are going for you in your life right now. Things are going great, we're going to add to that. If things are going lousy, don't worry. We're going to find a way to overcome all those lousy things and all the things that, you know, at the moment aren't going right. Okay? Now, don't worry, you're in the right place, as I said. And believe it or not, even if you're listening on your own or watching on your own, there are an amazing group of people surrounding you, whether you can feel it or not. But as part of this episode and part of the group that is growing and following me, and they are now part of your family, they're going to be supporting you as well. And yeah, see how you get on. And as I say to everyone, we're going to get to there anyway, but as I say to people, don't forget to leave your comments on how you're doing, how you're growing, how you're taking on board what I'm sharing with you, and how is it impacting your life in a positive way. And I love to hear that. So let's talk a little bit about today's passage. And I'm going to read it first for those of you who don't know, and then we're going to dissect it and delve deeper into what its meaning is, you know, how to start incorporating these kind of, you know, concepts in your life and how to align them with what's going on for you right now and how to make them work for you in your own way. Okay, because as I've always said, I can teach them and I can show you how to apply them, but at the end of the day, you are going to have to work through them in your own way. But you have my support along the way. So let's get going. Okay, now today's passage says, when I act in an empowered way, I am able to grow as a person in a manner I never thought possible. Now, initially, I thought to myself, well, how is this going to kind of interact with this whole thing of empowerment and the way you think? And I kind of feel I need to break it down for you. The first part of the passage says, act in an empowered way. Now, I feel that so many of us, depending on what's going on in your lives, depending on what you're going through, depending on what is taking place, it becomes very difficult to stay empowered and to remain empowered. And if your empowerment is coming from just a place of, you know, feeling empowered by what you're thinking, it's going to be short-lived. I can guarantee you that. Your empowerment must come from a deeper place. And the passage later on says, I never thought possible. In other words, the thought processes that lead to empowering you in your physical life, in your physical form, will be limiting. And I'll explain what I mean by that as we go a little bit further on. Because I've explained to those of you who are part of the series, but to the newbies, I will say, one thing I've sort of taught people as part of the Soul Whisperer teachings is that your mind is always steeped in the physical and this physical realm that you exist in. Okay, the mind is always steeped in the physical. It reacts and gives you your kind of thoughts and guidance on everything that is happening physically around you. That's the nature of the mind and its being. Now, that is not to say that the mind is not powerful. It is extremely powerful. And applying thoughts from your mind over and over again help manifest what you want in the physical realm. And that is the power of the mind. And what I'm going to tell you will come back to the power of the mind and its power within you and as part of your physicality or as part of your being in this physical realm. However, there is another power, okay, that is your soulful power. And the soul's power does not originate in this physical realm. It originates universally from where you originated from. And that universal power, okay, is a power that I'm going to talk to you about tapping into in this particular episode, because it is going to be something that if you can become empowered through on a soulful level, it's not going to be reacting to what is going on in the physical. It is not going to be short-lived by what is going on in your life right now. It will be a soulful and empowering strength that has longevity. because the knowledge and wisdom that comes with it is such a strength in terms of its universal capacity that when you apply it, universal knowledge in this physical realm, it becomes everlasting. And your empowerment is not fleeting if you just base it on your mind's power. It becomes a soulful power that if you also consciously engage that power with your mind, okay, then you will become a very powerful force in this life and as part of your life's journey. And I speak in my writings and my teachings that this is a partnership, you know, the partnership, and I refer to you, but your higher self as being the inner you. So the partnership you have with your inner you, your mind and your soul, that partnership is a very, very strong one. And so when the passage says, I act in an empowered way, I believe it's coming from a place that, you know, you're not just kind of trying to pretend this power exists. You're acting from an empowered place because you know it exists. You trust, you believe, you accept its existence. And that kind of soulful empowerment both can override or support the mind's empowerment that you know of, that you may have read about, that you may know exists, and you may have applied, but it's wavered. It's been fleeting. And why has it been fleeting? Because it is affected by what is going on physically around you. But your soulful empowerment, your soulful strength, if you act in an empowered way from a soulful place, that empowerment is everlasting. It doesn't waver. Once you become aware of it, once you tap into it, once you can make use of it, it doesn't waver. It's always there. And above all, once you can then tap in and tune into the mind's empowerment on the physical side of things, then you are an empowering force to be reckoned with. Now, if we go back to the passage and it says you are able to grow as a person, trust me, when you undertake soulful knowledge and wisdom, and I've spoken in many series about my concept of soul engagement and engaging your soul, how to listen to it, how to ask questions, how to receive answers, all of that knowledge and wisdom, if you can apply it in your physical life, then you are growing and evolving. We spoke in the previous episode about challenges and overcoming them, overcoming adversity and things like that. And I spoke about how, you know, you can become someone who can overcome these challenges. And then we asked the question, or I posed the question to you, why do we have all these challenges in our life? When does it end? And I said it doesn't end. And I spoke about growing as a person. These challenges, these adversities, they allow us to grow. Whether we want to grow or not, we're growing as we work our way through them. Even if I say you're growing as you're listening or watching this episode, you're evolving by the knowledge I'm sharing. Think about how you are evolving and growing when you apply this knowledge and wisdom in your life, when you apply it to your daily view on how you view things. And then we come to the passage that it says, in a manner I never thought possible. That's because when you are aligned with the mind, with the physical, and with everything that's going on around you physically, you have limitations on what you deem possible. You are limiting yourself right now Even I'm limiting myself right now. And we are all limiting ourselves right now by what we deem possible. Because if we are thinking in terms of what our mind is telling us, what we can and cannot achieve, what we can and cannot do, those thoughts can be limiting. You can expand on them, you can grow on them, and you can teach yourself to affirm positive things that will allow you to grow if you are aligned with the mind and the thoughts that your mind give you. And if you're solely aligned, oh, that's a pun, isn't it? If you're solely aligned with what your mind is giving you, then you will reach a point of limitation. You will reach a point where you cannot go beyond what you thought was possible, because you're limiting yourself by what you deem is possible, but what your mind is telling you is possible. Okay? But when you come from a soulful place and you are working or aligning yourself from a place of empowerment, from the soulful side of things or the universal side of things, that empowerment allows you to evolve beyond what you think is possible. It outweighs the mind's limitation, because the knowledge, the wisdom, the guidance you're given on a soulful level is far superior than the knowledge, the wisdom and information your mind gives you on a physical level. You know, your journey is not just this physical life. You existed prior, you're existing now in this physical form, but ultimately you will continue to exist on an energy level after your physical form is no longer in this physical realm. Now, obviously, everyone has their varied belief systems, and what I'm teaching you is not saying replace what I'm sharing with you with a new type of understanding that you're going to have to kind of say, wow, that throws my belief systems out the window. No. The Soul Whisperer teachings and the concepts of the soul that I came to learn and understand about through my channeled writings are ones that are so accommodating. It doesn't matter what your belief systems are, you know, whatever you believe in, whatever maybe you've been taught throughout your life about certain beliefs and so on and so forth, you can leave those intact if you choose to. What I'm teaching you on a soulful level is something that you can accommodate, you can embrace, you can incorporate into the belief systems you have. That's what I love about this work and this channeled writings and the collection of works that I've kind of been able to do and share. They come from that lovely place of harmony, balance. You know, there's nothing like forceful. It's flowing, it's dynamic. You can embrace it if you choose to. You can incorporate it if you choose to. Yet it doesn't detract from many belief systems you may already have, because it's really hard to change people. You know, it's really hard. If you've grown up in a certain way and have a certain belief system, it would be really hard of me to say, listen, throw that out the window. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying your belief systems are part of what makes you you. But, you know, this is a nice thing about growing. The passage refers to growing. What I'm saying is you can grow and incorporate something new, something in addition to what you believe in, something that you can understand, and it can actually support what you believe in. If you see it with true purity from the origin, that where it originates, you can say, wow, that's pure stuff. I can add it and incorporate it into what, my life has taught me, or what my journey is part of, and that's what I love about sharing these teachings and because I find that if they can be incorporated by everyone and anyone, and they can be applied by everyone and anyone, then we can grow, not just individually, but, en masse, as even part of humanity as well. So there we go. Like I'm kind of, as I'm talking about this particular passage, I'm seeing wider implications. Sorry to kind of interject all that in, but I'm seeing wider implications, because if you're coming from a soulful place and you're marrying that up with what you know your mind can bring in the physical, you can marry the soulful aspects of your nature and being, and that will help you to act in an empowered way, then you are truly evolving. And we spoke about in the previous episode about, challenges and adversity. And I know I mentioned it just about 5 minutes ago, but it really is important that you see all your adversity, all your challenges, from an empowering point of view. And the empowering point of view, because you may say, what do you mean? How can I see adversity from an empowering point of view? How can I see all the things going wrong in my life? Be they, to do with relationships, to do with love, to do with your work, to do with your family situation, to do with, the relationships you're having with your family and friends, and, even your job or your career, all those aspects. How can you see that from an empowered way? You can begin to see them from an empowered way, not only when you feel empowered, but when you understand that you are growing and evolving as a person. You don't get phased out by any of the mind's fears and worries, because you understand there's another side to the mind's existence on this physical realm. And I can't remember if it was in this series or in the previous one, I spoke about partnership. And in my teachings, I speak about having a partnership with the mind, with the soul and the universal elements of your nature and being, and your inner you, your higher self, being the key or the cornerstone to that partnership, where you consciously begin to take in the soulful elements and be aware of them and acknowledge them, and you begin to say, yes, I want them to also be incorporated in my life. And on the right hand side of it, if you want to say, if there's any sides, you have your higher self in the middle, being the orchestrator of saying, I now understand the role that my mind plays, and how my mind is affected in the physical realm and the physical aspect of my life. And I speak very strongly about the mind being a physical manifester, for things to manifest in this physical realm for you, for things to manifest, say, financially, for things to manifest with love, all physical based things, you will need the mind to help you manifest them in the physical realm. And on the other hand, you have the soul with all its unique wisdom and knowledge, and what I refer to in my teachings as the toolkit it brings with you and how it transitions and transforms with you as part of your life's physical journey, those nuggets of wisdom, that information, you also need to become aware of. You can't just be steeped in the physical. You have to become aware of knowledge and information that are part of your toolkit, that came along with you. And, you know, your soul is asking you, I need to share this information with you, please. Tap into it. Please be aware of it. Please listen. You have to start reaching a point in your life where you say, you know what? If I want to be empowered, not just physically, but on a soulful sort of aspect as well, I need to listen to what my soul has to share. My life isn't just one-sided. There's another aspect that I need to incorporate as part of my life's journey. And my soul engagement techniques, and I also have my mind engagement techniques, by the way, but the soul engagement techniques show you how to do that. And it's important that you learn how to do it in your own way, because then you can apply it in your own way and in your life as well. And when you marry the whole lot together, it forms a unique partnership, really, really, really powerful, unique partnership. Now, I talk about all this in my book, The Soul Whisperer, but please understand it's a channeled body of work. So, you know, it's not easy to understand it. Some people get it straight away. They understand the whole thing. And I've had amazing reviews. But some people find it difficult to assimilate that particular body of work. So I'm bringing out a very, very exciting, simplified version of the Soul Whisperer. So look out for that. It's going to take me a couple of more months to get it published, but I'm working on it. And I'm ironing out all these things I'm telling you. But in the meantime, am I going to leave you hanging? No way. In the meantime, I am putting together an audio which will talk you through the soul engagement and the mind engagement techniques. And yeah, I'm going to leave that link in the description. If it's not there, naughty me, it should be, but it will be. And you can listen to that. Obviously, the simplified version of Soul Whisperer will go into things in more depth. But I thought this would be nice for people to listen to and to learn how to do. And if you watch this episode, then by all means, you will have heard me talk about it in great depth. And, engaging your soul is very, very powerful. As I say to people, don't wait till you're on your deathbed to then talk about your soul. Hey, make it your friend and partnership now. It's there. It's with you. It exists within you. It's not an entity or something that you don't need to know about. You need to know about it. You know, it's an energy form that you have within you, and, as part of your inner spirit and soul, those energy elements are important as you exist in this physical form. They're there to offer a guidance and offer you help and support when you need it the most. But if you continue to ignore it, you ain't going to get that. You're always going to be looking to your mind. And your mind doesn't know your universal destiny. It knows what's going on physically, but it doesn't ultimately know your true destiny, the true evolution you need to make to become who you are. Your soul does. So definitely, you're going to need to tap into that. And if you do, you can act in an empowered way. You can grow as a person. You can grow into who you want to be. You're not stuck. You have that power of evolution within you, even though you may not have recognized it. I'm telling you, it exists. You have that inner power to make use of now, not tomorrow, not next week, not, at the end of your days. You have that power to make use of now, and you need to make use of it. It's there, ready to help you on this physical journey. And if you, your higher self, accepts both sides of the coin and say, listen, I love you guys. I love you, my soul. I love you, my mind. We're together. You are the cornerstone in making that partnership, that relationship happen. And your knowledge and understanding of this is very unique to make both work in your favor. And that unlocks the door. Actually, the soul engagement techniques will unlock the knowledge and the door to where you want to go. So definitely you need to want to know about them and how to incorporate them. And on the other hand, sharing that with your mind, consciously being aware that your mind is also there to help make things happen for you in the physical. You can bring the mind in and say, you know what, I've got clarity now. I now know what I need to do. I can now grow in a way I never thought possible, because you were just depending on the limitations that your mind was giving you and what you're going through and what's happening. But with the soul aspect, you are seeing beyond what you thought possible, because you are empowered in a way that opens the doorway to take you beyond your mind's limitations. And as you grow, your mind will grow. It will begin to understand the limitations it had. It will be able to say, wow, I understand you are going beyond you thought possible. I'm going to help you get there. And then the things in your physical life will help you to get there as well. So this passage is about growing. It's about becoming empowered, not limited in your viewpoint, not limited in the way you perceive things and the way you perceive where you're going and who you're becoming. You are expanding as a person, and that makes for empowerment in a very, very inspiring and powerful way. So listen, leave your comments, apply what I've told you, think about what I've told you, start to incorporate what I'm teaching you, and let me know how you're doing. Leave it in the comments, and I will do my best to leave all that I've spoken about in the description, and there's so much material I've put out there, and the majority of it is free. Grab it, get it, learn from it, use it, and start changing the way you view things and the way you view your life. So there we go. Listen, I hope you've enjoyed this particular episode. It's been amazing. I've loved it. More and more came through to me. I had to kind of say to myself, stop now. You've said enough. So that's it. Listen, don't forget, check me out on social media. Got my website, leash.com. Go and grab 30 Days of Empowerment. Smash the like button for me. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe, put your bell notifications on. You'll know when my new episodes come out. It's amazing to have you here. Check out my Twitter, check out my Instagram. All of them offer inspiring things to keep you uplifted, and at the end of the day, at the moment I'm going nowhere, so engage with me and I'll do my best to engage with you, and I love to hear from you. And as I said, share this so that your friends, your family get to know, and we can grow this channel and I can share more and do more to help others. And if you really do love my work, check out the Patreon link that is in the description below. If you wish to become a patron, thank thank you. Or anything you do or anything you offer will definitely support me on my journey to getting more of this material out there to others. So I'll be very grateful indeed. And in the meantime, guess what I'll be doing? Bringing out more and more episodes for you. So I'm going to love and leave you. Thanks so much for joining me on this particular episode. And if you haven't subscribed, please don't forget to do so. And yeah, we'll look forward to hopefully doing some live streams in the future. And I know your support and love are going to help me get there. It is much appreciated. So for now, have an amazing week. Have an amazing day. And I'll catch up with you in the next episode coming out soon. Okay, take care. Bye.